today, the big news was the poll. You guys were second. What is your reaction?
That's probably a good place for us to be. I think it, we've been picked to win it a few times, and I don't think that's meant anything in the big scheme of things, and I don't think being picked not to win it means anything in the big scheme of things. But certainly, I voted Baylor to win it, so we can't vote for our own teams, but certainly I think that they have a great team returning, and I also think that other teams in our league are capable of winning it too, whether it be Texas, TCU, or whoever. So I think when you go through and look at it, 1 through 10, looks like a pretty darn good league again.
When you're coming off a season in which you win a title, does tomorrow night or maybe earlier on in the season feel any different for you? Any more excitement or?
Yeah, tomorrow night will be the best late night we've had since 2008. So yeah, it's certainly it should be fun. We're doing it a little differently. They're making a big deal out of it, even more so than what they have in the past. Obviously, you got a stage and all that stuff, and I think the demand for people coming has been pretty high because they went through a different type of ticketing deal because of that. But I'm excited about it. I think the players will be too. Now, I have not talked to the players one time about anything going on at late night, and I've just figured out in the last 2 days what's going on at late night. So, but it should be fun, and certainly a great way to honor last year's team and introduce this year's team as well.
Bill, you're going to see the banner come down. There's going to be rings. A lot of the nucleus of that team, is off playing professionally. But what's that mean to you to just have that formally done and kind of turn the page?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think in many ways we have turned the page, but this will be the finality of turning the page. We've got 4 guys coming back that were on the team last year that left us, and obviously 3 of them can't. David Oach and CB. I think CB and Oach both play tomorrow night, and then David's obviously in Turkey. But the other guys will be back, and we'll figure out some way to honor those kids and for their contributions and everything. But it'll be fun. The thing about it is, late night is special for a lot of reasons, but it's primarily to tip off the new season. And this year's late night's special for a totally different reason. Dropping a banner and having guys get national championship rings. Those don't fall off the trees. I mean, it's they at least for us they haven't. But that's something that every team should, or every university would take great pride in, and certainly we'll do that tomorrow as well.
KJ said the rings will be completely new to these guys. They haven't seen them, no part in the design. You haven't either?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Okay. Did you design them?
No. I think the seniors and Brennan designed them.
Okay.
Brennan always plays that role in doing it. But yeah, they had a role in it. The seniors did. But I have seen one ring, and I thought it looked good. But to me, any bling would probably look good on your finger. But I thought it looked pretty good.
You hoping Shaq can give any of the big guys some advice while he's here?
Yeah, he should jump higher and be stronger and dunk it. All right, and make more free throws than he did. That would be some great advice. But I don't know Shaq, and so KT knows him pretty well, but I really don't. So I'm excited to spend some time with him and all those things. And I've actually talked to people that had him perform or do his DJ stuff at different events. They said he's great. He's got so much personality. I'm sure he'll add a lot to what's going on.
Season obviously, I mean, it's early. Is there anything about this team that you're definitely going to like, or maybe a strength that you're going to be able to rely on?
I tell you what, Shay, right now I don't know that we've had consistently the what I'd like to see so far. I don't think that I think that we should be really good defensively, but we don't have rim protection like I'd like. But last year's team didn't either. But people forget about Mitch. So Mitch was a heck of a shot blocker, and we don't score inside. Now our big guys can step out and make shots, but we don't score inside much. So those are obviously, concerns that we have to get better at those areas. Zuby and Ernest will do what they do, which is play more athletic and be a rim runner and get out of a ball screen and things like that. But at the end of the day, you still got to be able to throw the ball. We our last 2 baskets of the season last year was throw the ball to a guy and have him make a 4-footer. And right now we don't consistently do that at all. So that's a concern. We're going to be a team that needs to shoot it well, because I don't think we can generate as many easy baskets off lobs and things like that we have in the past. So I think it's going to be imperative that this team become a good shooting team, 3-point shooting team, because I think it will take a lot. But I like them. We got good players, but we're watching. We're comparing it to a team that was pretty good in April or March last year, and we're not near ready to play to that level yet. But could we be? Yes, absolutely. But in order to do it, we're going to have a big come through. I told him the other day, we got four bigs that can all play, and if you throw KJ in there, 5, but that could all play ample minutes in split time and all those things. But I'd rather have one, that is getting backed up, rather than have 5 that is just playing a little bit. So hopefully one of those guys will emerge.
I'm sure Jalen and Kevin being all Big 12 preseason was not a surprise. You surprised DeJuan doesn't land on those lists?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be critical of the other guys, but I believe that the way that was done, if I remember, coaches pick 5 guys, and if don't have the 5 most votes, then you automatically fall onto the honorable mention team if you get 1. And to be candid with you, maybe Juan doesn't. Right. Maybe he's not a top 5 guy in somebody's mind. But anybody that has seen us play or seen him play that doesn't believe he's one of the best players in our league, they're nuts. He's a terrific player, and he's gotten so much better since last year. And so I'm excited for him. You could make a case he's been our best player. He and Jalen for sure have been our best 2, but he's had a really good fall.
It makes sense to continue to develop. You're working at your game and all that, but is it a comfort thing that's taking him to that next level? He seems more comfortable.
I think so. Even though he's a sophomore,
right?
Jalen Wilson is a sophomore by the rules. So technically, even though they've been around and have experienced some, they by what the rules allow, they're pretty young, and even though Jay Will won't be here, all the allotted years that he could be, chances are Juan would be, and I tell you, he's a good guard. It'd be hard, and I even tell our recruits this, you're gonna be playing with him. Because there's not going to be too many people beating this dude out.
You mentioned concerns that you have. Are there any concerns with anyone's health at this point?
Bobby be the only one. He tweaked his hamstring, so hopefully he can go tomorrow night. But I don't know that he will be able to. But he hasn't really practiced yet this year. Bless his heart. He's the one guy that struggled with injuries more than anybody else. I mean, he just can't catch a break right now. When we thought he was healthy, then he tweaked his hamstring, and that's been bothering him for about 3 weeks. So even though he's practiced some, it's been primarily half court. So I think he'd be the one that I would be most concerned with.
Coach, could you comment on the success that Coach Leipold's having, the football success for the health of the department and setting the energy tone for campus maybe?
Well, I've said this, 100 times. Nothing sets the energy or enthusiasm on a college campus more than a good football team does in the fall. So, and we've obviously got a good football team. So, I think that coach and all his staff and the players, they've done a marvelous job thus far as creating a buzz that's made it more fun to be around here. I haven't seen it the way it's been the last 2 weeks, maybe even the third 3 weeks with Duke, but for sure the Iowa State and the TCU game, I haven't seen it. I don't remember it being that good in 08, or I guess it was 07 technically. I think it's better. So, you know, their staff deserves a ton of credit for getting this thing moving in a very positive direction this soon. I don't know that anybody anticipated it would be this soon. So, yeah, kudos to them, and we're all excited. And you know, you look at their schedule, and it's just like basketball. You just can't circle any W. So, I mean, you play well, you got a great chance to win. If you don't play well, you won't. I mean, more than likely. So, they've got to keep getting better and grinding. It's very similar with basketball. You know, you look at those preseason rankings. I mean, we could finish 1, or we could finish well down. At least I'm sure all the coaches in the league basically feel the same way.
How are the 4 scholarship freshmen doing, and do you anticipate a significant role?
Well, yeah, Grady's done really well, and the 2 bigs have done well too. We didn't recruit those 2 bigs to be stars as freshmen, but they're ahead of schedule. They're better than what we thought they'd be at this particular time. But still, though, it's really not fair to them to compare them to David or Doak. And then MJ, I think MJ's got a gear in him that he ain't quite got to yet. And he's going to be a really good player, but he's probably a little bit behind. You know, the perimeter guys right now, even though he'll play, but he can certainly improve as he gets more comfortable. It's just a lot of new stuff to throw at those guys, and we've only been at it for what, 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks, something like that.
Anything else?
But you don't see any of them redshirting at all?
No, absolutely not. No, I guess, you know, injury could dictate that, but as of now, no, I don't see how we could redshirt any of those guys. And just so you know, moving forward, I don't really see redshirt candidates. So you guys can say that question later on, Gary. At least right now, I don't foresee that right now.
We could ask about the lineup every day.
Yeah, you could, and you usually do. But right now, I will say this: there's a good chance Jalen and Juan will start. There's a good chance that'll happen.